3 years now, I had been reaching out to different epilepsy societies on Instagram, wanting to help them promote awareness. Came across BC Epilepsy Society, sent you a message, immediately y'all responded. Here you are, we're in South Carolina. It's been a wonderful first experience. I think the I'm a Voice campaign is going to be a fantastic venture.
Great. So Tyler, can you start with just sharing a little bit about epilepsy and the onset for you as a child?
Absolutely. For me, when I was 12 years old, I was at my best friend's house at the time. In the middle of summer, hot in South Texas. We had, I'm sure, stayed up all night, playing games and whatnot. We were outside the next day playing basketball, extremely hot. And we were getting in the car, his mother's car, to go to the store, to a movie. I don't remember exactly what it was. And I got in the car, and it was so hot in the car. I remember I had a bag of Skittles, and my friend Kirk told me, he said, "Tyler," this was after I came out of it, he said, "I reached over and punched you because you were throwing Skittles at me."
Oh.
And he said, "I looked over in your eyes, you had rolled in the back of your head." And he said your hands had turned in, and he said you were as hard as a rock. He said every muscle in your body was as hard as a rock. Your feet had stretched out. And of course I didn't remember any of this. I came to, there's an ambulance there. They checked me out. My friend's dad at the time, Richard, he took a marker of all things and tried to stick it in my mouth to keep me from swallowing my tongue, basically, or biting my tongue off. So I had a marker all down the side of my face. And it was a pretty traumatic experience, having been healthy all my life, and then all of a sudden one day, it's just, seizure comes about. And from then on, I had a few more in my early teens, some in my late teens, all grand mal, extremely painful, feeling like you wake up, you come out of it, you feel like you run a marathon. Every muscle in your body sore, sweating. There's some other things that happen that I won't mention today, but bad stuff that you just wouldn't wish on anybody.
The principal, whatever class I was in, they made sure it was next to the office. So, the teachers always have the same classroom year after year. Well, whoever got Kim had to move their class because I had to be next to the office. So I get the aura effect, I feel it coming on. And just as I would lose my legs, and I most of the time make it right into the office to have my seizure. And other times I would fall just short and seizure in the hallway. But they made those accommodations for me nice. as a little person, right? So
that's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the auras, man. Yeah, you feel those coming on, and it's time to run and hide. That's what I always felt like. Run and hide. I remember I would go somewhere if I felt that coming on, and I would lay down. And I remember laying down in some nasty places, bathroom stalls, wherever I could get away, because I didn't want to fall. I didn't want to hurt myself. I didn't want to wake up and have an ambulance there and then have another bill because I got transported to the hospital. Yeah, powerful feeling, that aura coming on you, and cold sweats, and yeah. do want to talk about my medications. And when I was 12, the doctor diagnosed me obviously with epilepsy, but they put me on Dilantin. And the one thing that Dilantin did, or a couple things it did, one, it made me tired. I didn't have any energy to do anything. And two, I honestly believe that it affected my memory. There's things that people tell me now, that, hey, you remember when we did this as a kid, or you remember that family, you know, that Christmas, what you got? No, I don't. And that was when I was on that medication. I'm on Keppra now, 500 milligrams twice a day, and I feel great. No side effects. And so if you feel like you're uncomfortable with your medication, keep going back. Go see somebody else. Go see another neurologist, and keep striving to figure out exactly what it is. It wasn't until 5 years ago that they diagnosed me with juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. That type of epilepsy unfortunately never goes away, but I'm one of the fortunate few. Mine is controllable. And just if you have any thought, any little inclination that something might not be right, go see your neurologist. Go get a second opinion. I had to see probably half a dozen neurologists before I was properly diagnosed. After that, I didn't drive for a year. Continued to work. I just kind of fell off into a depressed state. Didn't have my driver's license. I was in my 20s, and then, you know, lo and behold, I met what is now my wife, and with her help, she and I, you know, I kind of moved away from being depressed. Was happy, was in a relationship. Started going to the gym, exercising again, really focusing on my diet, and I started the low to no carb diet, which a lot of people refer to as keto now. And a lot of meat, fish, chicken, and I kept my carbohydrates very, very minimal. It was either brown rice or sweet potatoes. And what I noticed was as my body transformed, with the diet change and with the exercise, I was feeling much better. So over the course of 4 or 5 years, I didn't have a seizure. And so what I've learned recently with the keto stuff, and how a lot of other people have seen the benefits from that, I said, you know what, that had to have been it. So the trial and error aspect and the diet aspect are so important, you know, to a young individual. I'd say, look at what you're doing, research what others are doing, what they've found to be effective and helpful to them, and try those things. But stay away from any triggers. I know it's going to be hard, you know, especially as a young man. You have friends that are very influential, but you're going to have to step away, look at how you want your life to be, and just focus on that. And once you got it, and it's good, life's good, things will change. For me, I'm married now, 2 children, seizure-free for multiple years, playing, you know, professional golf, specifically long drive, travel the country, travel the world. I'm fixing to head to New Zealand. Made some fantastic contacts, but don't let your epilepsy limit you. Always, if you've got dreams, you know what, that's just a step in order to accomplish your dreams. First thing I've got to do is I've got to get my medication right, or I've got to get healthy, or I've got to get my diet right. And once all those things come together, then the rest of your journey, you know, is anything you want it to be. Whether you want to be a golfer, whether you want to hit a golf ball 400 yards, whether you want to be a skier, or whether you want to drive a car for the first time, you know. Never give up. Keep pushing. Keep striving forward, and don't be afraid to let people know what you have, who you are. It's what makes you you. And once you come out, you say, I'm a voice, it's empowering. And others will follow your lead. My name's Tyler Barton, and I'm a voice for epilepsy. If you've got questions, and maybe you don't want to reach out to a doctor, your parents, your friends, reach out to BC Epilepsy Society. Reach out to somebody like me, somebody who's open with it. Ask the questions that you want to. If I don't have the answer, maybe I can help you find somebody that does. Maybe Kim can help you find somebody that does. And feel free to private message me, send Kim a message, BC Epilepsy Society a message, and get the answers you're looking for, because they're out there, I promise you that.